Okay, guys. Let me make sure I turn this down. I don't like echoing. Let me switch this over. 1 second. Fuck out of here. No idea why that came up. I don't know. Okay. Hope everybody had a good day today. What's up, Denise? That's better. Oh. What? I like music. Whatever. Look. You know, if I act dumb on live, it's my problem. You know what I'm saying? Just wait for a minute. People always get on. Oh, wait. I guess it's... Well, Lori got on. I know for sure. Introduce yourself, people. So I know who's on right now. So I can address you. So I can address you personally. So I can address you personally. So I can go ahead and say your beautiful name. Did you say Owl is good at here? Do y'all see the English she speaks? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's bad. That's bad, Denise. That's bad. Denise is my gerbil. Sophia is my mama turtle. Dwan is just... Who's Dwan? Well, okay. Sophia named him Dwani. Y'all are not allowed to use these terms until you have permission. They're just between the people that are closest to me. She's gerbil. I'm Papa Turtle. What a smart ass. You're stupid, Denise. That's not right in the Bible. No, okay, I guess I'll get started here, I suppose. Let me have this turned down. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure that my voice is not overcome by the music. Hello. I love this song. Whatever. All right, so let's get started. All right. Y'all, see, here's the thing. This is what I have to do before every video I ever do. You guys just never see it. So if you guys want to know me, whoever it is wants to know who I am, I'm done before I get... I mean, I'm talking about by myself. I will do this stuff by myself because it just relaxes me. I'm stupid. I make faces in the camera. Okay? Sorry. Sorry if I'm not always serious. I am... You know, I could talk in the Alabama Senator voice. Hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, and I am owner of No Apology Gaming. I'd like to welcome you to my live video where we teach you how to skin rabbits and raccoons. It's a reference to Davy Crockett. Whatever, dude. Now, by the way, Davy Crockett was from Tennessee, so my bad. God, the audience is so bad today. Anyway, all right. Hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, owner of No Apology Gaming. And if there's anybody left on this live, I apologize for the stuff you just saw. That wasn't me. That was my other personality. My bad. Okay? What we do here is listening to talk. But I have a question for you guys. Okay? Because I'm going to talk about mine, but I want you guys to think about this question. Okay? What is your standard? It doesn't matter what subject. What are your standards? Okay? So what we're going to talk about today is my standards and how I look at standards, why it's so important to have them. All right? Now, there are many different subjects you can have standards on. You can have standards on the kind of friend you want to have, on the kind of husband you want to have, on the kind of wife you want to have. And that's all great and all. Those are great things to have standards on. But what I really want to dive into is the standards that you hold for yourself, not for others. You can't control the way a man does, or maybe a woman does, or a friend does, or your mother or father or whatever. All right? So it took me a long time to have a single standard that was about myself. You have to know yourself before you can have standards. You have to have faith in yourself before you can have standards. I had none of that. I had to build my self-esteem up over the last 18 years, going on 19. Okay? By the time Sophia leaves here and goes to Minnesota, it will be 19 years since I started this journey. And every day I get better. I have my days. I was in pain today. Most of the day, that's why I didn't get on Facebook Live or Instagram Live. So I had my pain. I'm now beginning to have physical ailments that are beyond even that I thought I would have. All right? But my personal standards with people are first and foremost, without question, honesty. When I ask you a question, I expect a correct answer. If you tell me, well, I don't want to tell you that right now, that's a correct answer. If you tell me something that is not true, and I ask you a direct question, I'm going to have a problem with that, because I don't like dishonesty. Dishonesty is what's wrong with this world right now. It's a big, giant problem. You can't trust your politicians. You can't trust your friend. You can't trust your husband. You can't trust your wife. You can't trust your coworker. It's hard for people to trust now because people lie way too much. Now, whether you agree with that or not is irrelevant. You know you see it every day. And it gets worse because people think they can get away because people don't hold people to their standards. I explained a few days ago, maybe more than a few days ago, but about how it's what a standard really is, okay? A standard is something, it's not actually, well, it is for you. It's because you're to guard your standard. The Roman legions guarded the standard of Rome with their very life. Didn't matter who was attacking them. To get a Roman eagle stolen from you in battle was dishonor beyond imagining. You were never going to be allowed command again. People would never trust you with command again. I'm not even playing. They were that serious about it. But dying for it, you might have a statue built for yourself. Your children will be set for life. They will get commands just from your actions. That's how much it meant. Now that's a physical object, a standard. But the example is apropos. Because your standard that you stand for yourself, that you have for yourself, is a standard for other people. So when people see that you're dishonest, other people see you're dishonest. And I don't care how many times you lie. Now eventually you can lie so much that you get used to it. Then until you learn how to tell the truth, you can't be around me. Because I require truth. You don't have to go on YouTube Live and talk about this stuff like me. But first you have to be truthful with yourself. Because if you can't be truthful with yourself, you will never be truthful with somebody else. You have to be truthful about your strengths, about your weaknesses. And if you don't know, well, guess what, buddy? That's the entire point of the ingredients and the steps. That's the entire point of the ingredients and the steps. So you carry your ingredients every single day, right? And you do that for yourself so that you can be stronger, okay? And for those of you who may be new, maybe watch this later, I'll go through it real quick. Again, the ingredients are like this. Want to, venting, taking advice, no distractions, and knowing you're not alone. Okay? You will need that sometimes when you tell the truth. Why? Because sometimes you have to be truthful, which means you might get in trouble. Let me tell you a story real quick about this. I've always been known for my honesty. Too honest sometimes. Especially back in the past when I would just tell people that I had bipolar disorder and PTSD, and then people would run from me, and I wouldn't have any friends, and not everybody likes to hear that, and I couldn't explain myself at all. Not like this, that I could never do what I'm doing here. Okay? So let's get that straight. Let me make sure my camera's right. Make sure I'm all sexified for you guys. Hi. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. No? Okay, whatever. I'll move on. What? I just work here. Okay? So okay. You have to want to be honest. And sometimes it's hard. It really is hard. No one said being honest is easy. I'm describing myself, really. If it applies to you, go ahead and use it. Remember, I asked you guys a question about your standards. You guys can discuss that, but I'm going to tell you mine. When I made that horrible mistake in 2005, and I made that drunken phone call, a phone call that I don't remember, that I was having a PTSD moment beyond belief. I was angry. I was so hurt. And I just wanted the pain to go away. That's all I ever wanted. That's why I drank back in those days. 2005 and 2006 was bad. So in 2006 is when I did that. So I made that phone call, and I don't remember making it. In fact, I didn't know what I said until they arrested me a year later. That I had made a phone call so terrible to somebody that if you read the transcript, I felt sick to my stomach what I said, because I don't remember saying it. It was pure hatefulness, pure anger, evil came out of my mouth. But I got in trouble for that. Then, of course, they released me from jail and all that. I left and went to Texas. Texas is not a state in which they take you to jail. Okay. So 5 years later, 2012, I was gonna try to do a version of this business then, but I felt guilty. So I decided to voluntarily turn myself in. I wanted to take care of that business. They would have never come and arrested me. I would have never had to turn myself in. So I get on the Greyhound bus. I do that. I take care of my business. And I'm clean. I'm all clean now. Do you know how long it took me to make that decision? Actually, when I actually started thinking about, I can't run a business like this, and I have a warrant out for my arrest in Minnesota. I can't do that. That's wrong. That's lying to people. I couldn't do it. It still took me a year and a half to make that decision. Because, for one thing, I feared something that, ironic thing is, I feared something that actually happened. I feared what would happen if I left and something happened to Sophia. Because Sophia has degenerative bone disease, and she does have problems, and she was having problems then. She really has problems now. And she has fibromyalgia. And I wasn't going to be there to help her at all. So that was one big thing. The ironic thing is, I did what I was supposed to do, and 2 weeks before I get out, she gets hit by a fucking truck. That actually happened. I can't even make that up on her birthday. On her 40th birthday. My worst nightmare. My worst effing nightmare. Period. Just the worst thing, the one thing that I feared actually happened. But I was so happy. After I got back, of course, we know what happened the next year. And in case that y'all don't know, I was already bleeding out. I just didn't realize it. If you look at the picture, when I was decorated, there's a picture I can put up, how I could show you guys if you'd like, of that Christmas before I almost died. And I was skinny as hell for no reason whatsoever. It's because I couldn't eat anything. And everybody goes, oh, you look good. No, I didn't. I look like a pale ghost. Oh yeah, I was skinny as fuck. I lost a lot of weight. But as I've always said, I'd rather die fat and happy than skinny and not. I've always said that. But anyway, I was so happy when I got out because I felt relief. There was no burden on me anymore on that. So sometimes being honest requires you to do something like that. It requires you to face the music. Because sometimes you have to do something. In other words, if you did something bad at work and they suspend you from work, don't fight them. If you know you did it, do it. Do the time. Don't be stupid. Now that's the worst crime I've ever committed, by the way. That thing. So it's not like I was violent, like hit people or anything like that. But I did. I got drunk and did that, but I felt guilty. Guilt, sickness. It was sick what I said. It scared me too. It really scared me because it was one of those reminders that, Daryl, you have got to change. Daryl, what the hell are you talking about? That is not you. Because I've never been like that. I've never been that kind of guy. I've never been I don't fight. I told you I've gotten 4 fights in my whole life. 2 of them were when I was really young, and one of them was because I had no choice. Actually, ironically, when I went to turn myself in was the 4th fight. One of the reasons why I had to go back to jail, part of jail, when I was doing my time, is because some guy tried to trap me in my room, and he learned a lesson that his face will never forget. He thought I was a Bible-believing Christian. But see, that's another standard of mine. Don't fight. That's not the answer to everything. If you have to defend yourself, fine. And if you have no choice but to go on the attack, okay. But it better be your last choice. Okay? Do you understand? It better be you, because, and this might be a sensitive subject to whoever watches this, but I'm just giving this as an example. I don't care. Okay? To be honest with you, I don't live there, and I live in Texas. Take what's going on in Israel. One of the reasons why I do side with Israel is because, okay, fine, I won't even talk about Israel. The Ukraine. The Ukraine is being smart as hell. Great tactic. Marching into Russia like that and taking pieces of their territory. Sometimes when a bully hits you, you don't stop hitting. Because you know if you stop hitting, that bully's going to hit you back. If you're a smaller person and you're going against my uncle's 6'8", he's a bully. He's always been a bully. When he walks into a room, he's a loudmouth, arrogant prick, and he will let you know how smart he is all the time with no knowledge being shared except that how smart he is. It's not like he shares his math knowledge with people. Yeah, he's a genius with math, but he doesn't share anything. He uses his knowledge to puff himself up. Oh, and to figure out your damn taxes. I guess that's what he does now. That's why a 5'3" woman got in his face and scared the shit out of him. 6'8", y'all. Because he's never had somebody in his face like that, except me, of course. I've been in fights with Gerald several times. I guess I suppose you could count that as a fight. I got a physical fight with Daryl once. His arm paid for it. He's too strong. I didn't know how to fight then. But the point is, when a bully attacks you, sometimes you do have to attack. But for the most part, that's another standard of mine. Be honest, don't fight. Unless it's necessary. Another standard of mine. Always learn. Don't be complacent. Don't be a person that is satisfied with things. In other words, it's okay to be satisfied with your life. That's not what I'm saying. But it is not okay, in my opinion, to be satisfied with your life and say your life is completed. Everyone's got chapters. So maybe you've worked a career like Denise. Denise is a retired lawyer. She is in a different chapter of her life. She's writing her chapter as it's post her career. And I'm trying to help her get into another chapter, coming to America and working with me. That'll be another chapter of her life. Everyone's got different chapters, and you ought to think of your life like that because you're writing the story. I can't write this story for you, not your story. I write the story for Daryl. And the story isn't pretty all the time. The story in the beginning is awful. For those of you who are new on here, and I see a couple people coming on here, I'm pretty sure they're new. For some of you who don't know, I was born addicted to drugs. I was adopted. Me and my sister Jacqueline were adopted. I'll go over a quick thing so people know where I'm coming from on this stuff. So I was born addicted to drugs. I was abused bad enough, real bad. There was cigarette burns on me and Jacqueline's back. I have one memory from that time where I guess I was blamed because it was like 100 degrees like it is now. Like it's 100 degrees y'all here. It's awful. And I guess I was blamed for killing some kittens or something. And even though I didn't do it, and also it was hot outside and they were in blankets. They overheated. Simple as that. And I got whipped. I have one scar right here from that. That's the one memory I have is the scar right here on my arm. But I got put in a good home. A great home. Not a good home, a great home. And so if for anybody who doesn't know, when I talk about my mother and father, I'm talking about my adoptive parents, all right? And I went through my high school, I went through my school years, and we moved to Wisconsin from Texas. I was born in Texas. The state of Texas took me away from my biological parents, gave me to my adoptive parents. And I went through all that stuff in high school, bullying, as my bipolar disorder switched when I was 12 or so. It does that. That's bipolar disorder. Full bipolar disorder is triggered by puberty. It's all of the hormones and things that trigger it. Okay. And Jacqueline herself had problems, but not as many as me, because Jacqueline didn't have as many memories. Jacqueline didn't even believe we were adopted, for honest, if I'm being honest. And then, of course, my life utterly changed. When I was 17 years old, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Okay. In fact, I would not even be diagnosed with PTSD till 2005. But I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder when I was 17. October, something like that, when I was 17. And I would have my life basically taken away from me because me and my parents decided to make the biggest mistake I probably ever made. Going to that hospital like that and not graduating high school. We like everybody else is convinced that if you take a person, you go get them counseling. You take a person, you go get them help, as it were. It'll help save them. Not only did it not help save me, I became a monster. For a couple years, I was a monster. I did whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, to whoever I wanted. And no, it wasn't abuse. I thought I was crazy, and so I acted crazy for a couple years. And that's kind of the beginning. That's a short term of my life in the beginning, before I became an adult. And I've had lots of problems since then. So what I try to do on here is I try to talk to you, find out who you are. Try to give you encouragement on your life if you have problems like I do. And even if you don't, the ingredients that I came up with to carry every day are for everybody. The steps are for everybody. You can use everything that I talk about for your benefit to improve your life. And especially now, the reason standards are so important is you have to have them. Because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Do you understand? I'll say it again. If you do not stand for something, you will fall for everything. And so we got a whole lot of people confused right now. There's a lot of people that they're either too scared to act because it is overwhelming. There's so much stuff going on. Do you worry about the economy? Do you worry about yourself? How can I worry about myself if I can't go get groceries? Joe, how can I worry about myself if I can't afford my apartment rent? So it stops people from doing anything. You think I don't know? I do know. I'm no rich man. So then what do? Well, that's why having standards matter. Because what you do is when you have your standards, you go get with people who have your same standards. So you look to one another for strength and honor and knowledge and power. So that you look to another person with the same standards and you go, I got you. And you know you have them and they have you. And the person next to them and the person next to them. They cannot defeat an army. They can defeat you by yourself. Even as a Christian, you listen to me. The thing that Satan likes to do the most is he will attack your weaknesses. He will never attack your shield. I think you understood the reference. Shield is the shield of faith. He's never going to attack. If you have your armor, the armor of God on, he's never going to attack you when you have your armor on, which is why you don't take it off ever. When the Roman soldiers, which is basically what the Christian, what Paul was describing when he was describing the armor of God, and he was describing the way Christianity works and the Lord's army and things. Remember that Paul was chained to Praetorian Guard, the greatest soldiers in Rome. He saw it every day. So when he was describing the armor of God, he was literally describing what he was looking at, because it was perfection. If you have ever seen Roman armor, it is perfection incarnate. It is so beautiful to look at. It is so well built. Especially when they started adding the breastplates and stuff. That's what he would have seen. That's the Roman legions themselves, it was too expensive armor for everyone, so the legionnaires would have the lorica segmenta. That's what it's called. It's called lorica segmenta. It's armor that has if you've ever seen Gladiator, the movie Gladiator, it's this. It's where it's the strips of metal that go all the way around. But the most beautiful armor was the stuff that the generals wore and that the Praetorians wore, with the breastplate added on top of that. You won't penetrate that. Please. That's why I said it's a breastplate of righteousness. Gird yourself. People don't even know what that phrase means. Gird yourself. It was nice way of saying that, like they wore these tunics. Okay, they wore these tunics, and they would tie the front. It would go back behind your bottom, your butt, and that's how they would make sure that they didn't trip over anything, or their knees didn't get caught in their stuff and whatever. It was pretty genius. You cannot take your armor of God off. Here's the problem. You got to sleep, don't you? So, and of course, then you might say, well, Daryl, I need to relax. Fine. Relax. Relax. Do not be surprised if at that moment that you're relaxing, that something bad happens. It's not a hard thing to do both at the same time. You just have to practice at it. Do you think military people get to wear pajamas? Do you think the Roman legions, or even our modern day military, the American military, gets to take off their clothes? Excuse me, I can't sleep out in this jungle. Let me wear some pajamas. Do you have my rabbit footsie pajamas? No. Right now, where we stand, the suicide rate with people like me, people with mental illness, is going up, has tripled, quadrupled, some said so quintupled. Do you know why? Because they don't know how to deal with it. Because there's too many, normal folk are going crazy. You guys ought to go shopping with Sophia once. The number one thing she complains about is the groceries. It can become confusing. So having standards in this time and age, you have to have them. You have to have standards. So my first two are truth, or the first three is telling the truth. Don't fight. Don't fight physically. There are better ways to do it. You can get what you want accomplished without punching someone in the face. You understand? Even if that person acts like a dodo bird, doesn't matter. Just walk away, dude. Walk away. You don't got to get angry and smash them. Third, knowledge. Always learn. Fourth, always be aware. Always be attentive. These are required around me. And the reason why is because I cannot help you. I can't help you as a friend. I can't help you as a husband. I can't help you as a Christian. I can't help you at all if you're unaware of the situation you're in, or the kind of people that you are with, so forth and so on. Dwan and I, again, for those who don't know, we've been friends for a very long time, since the year 2000, and we met in a Catholic Charities, and so we've been homeless together, y'all, many times. And it does help me and Dwan anyway. It does help that we've seen there's a way to act in times of confusion. And we are living in times of confusion. Well, how do you get through it? Standards. Because eventually you're going to meet somebody with your standards. That's honest, caring, compassionate. All of those are other ones. Compassion, caring, honest, are all basically joined together. I didn't say the caring, compassion one first, because the other ones are right behind it. But caring and compassion really should be right after trust. If you can't care for other people, I don't mean do what I do. I don't mean get on here and talk to people you don't know. I mean, if you don't care about yourself, then why should I? If you don't care about what's going on, then why should I care to give you the information? Do you understand? In other words, you're not going to be very receptive if you don't care. I hear it all the time. I don't care about politics. Neither do I. But this time we need to. And so unfortunately, this year is going to be a lot more about politics than I ever wanted it to be. But first it starts with us, the people. I don't talk about Republicans or Democrats and stuff like that. I don't care about all that. I actually don't. Because both of them can lie. What I talk about is us. People who help build this country. People like myself and other YouTubers. They get on YouTube and they put their business out there. And then they try to make money in their successful life through a camera. And while the paradigm has shifted, in other words, it's easier to tell a person, well, I have a YouTube business. People go, oh, cool. Used to, there's a lot of disrespect with that, but there still is in some sections of society. Like if you want to be a news reporter and try to start your stuff on here, no one's ever going to listen to you. No one important is ever going to come to your channel unless you make sure they do. You would have to go out and do the work. But in the ways that I'm doing things, like trying to help people be better people so that we can be stronger, it works well. What would you have me do? Nothing. So you'd rather be bum off the government? No, I'm trying to make something of myself. And at the same time, I'm trying to help you. But I have a philosophy. I'm always honest with you. If you choose not to be honest with me, that's on you. But just understand that I'm always honest with you. Even if it hurts me. My stomach is hurting. I might pause this for a second, y'all, and go have a smoke, because my stomach is really hurting. I need to let this cramp go by. I'll be back in 1 second, okay? Y'all listen to music for a second, okay? All right, I'm back. Whoops. Okay. All right. Let me. Sorry about that, guys. My stomach's bothering me again. Every day at this time it seems to do that. I don't know why. So check this out. The last standard that I have personally is something probably more important than all of the rest of the ones that I previously stated. And it's actually a big part of my standard. Big part of my standard is love. Doing something for someone because you feel sorry for them is not love. I just want you to know that. Actual love is not feeling sorry for the person. Actual love is having sorrow, sure, but doing it for that reason. Make them better. Don't just say. Don't look at a person that's depressed or confused and say, I'm sorry. That is insulting beyond belief when people do that to me. When I tell my stories and people go, well, I'm sorry that happened. So am I. I lived it. I don't do it for that reason. I don't tell my stuff to get you guys all sad. It's the fact that I'm here. See, the story has fast forwarded to the end now, right here, in front of this camera. All that stuff I talk about, great. I don't live in it. I just have memories in my head of what it was like when people didn't believe me, people stopped loving me, people most certainly weren't on my side. All the standards that I hold dear, people didn't believe I had any, because in reality my actions showed I did not have a damn standard at all. Everything my parents ever taught me, I rejected at first for a very great many years. You know what I realized? The person that I'm most sorry for is my mother and my father. Someone's going to come across this video someday. Now, I'm going to talk about all these different subjects in actual videos. Now, I just felt like I wanted to cover this in my lives because I told you, I'm having to pay attention to politics now. And there are a lot more sad people than you think. There are a lot of people right now very confused that aren't on this live right now, that I haven't met yet, that I need you guys to share these things with. I keep being asked, Daryl, how can I help? How can you help? Share my videos with people. Don't assume someone won't watch it. You don't have that right to go into someone's mind like that, because you have no idea what they may be going through that they're not telling you. These are for everyone. And right now, what do you think? Only the people with bipolar disorder are being affected by what's going on right now? No. It's normal folk that are being affected. I heard this black woman talking today, and it's just such a condemnation to Kamala Harris that she claims that she's trying to save people, when the black people, the ones that are really paying attention, they know it's their fault. Woman with kids talking about, I can't imagine how much groceries are for a woman with no children, with no one else supporting her and having 2 or 3 children. Can't imagine what that life is like. And she was in tears when she was saying it. That's not a depressed person. That's a person that doesn't know what to do for other people. They can barely afford stuff for themselves, but they see another person suffer. See, truly speaking, most people in my view, unless I'm missing something here, don't want to see other people suffer. But when you're suffering yourself, it's hard. You can't help. So not only are you suffering, you're watching other people suffer. It's unfortunate. That's one of the reasons why I get on here, even when I'm tired. Even when like today, I was hurting all day long. Somebody's got to do it. So be it if I'm the only one, fine. But I have standards now. I know who I am for the first time in my life. And I refuse to allow people to go to the dustbins of history without knowing who they are. There's many people who thought they knew that what they wanted in life. And this life just goes awry sometimes, y'all. The only way you're going to get through it is by having your own standards. That way other people with your standards can help you out. So you don't end up getting yourself in a situation bad that you get taken advantage of. There's nothing worse than a bully, or in this case, a government, being the bully, having all the power in the world over you and making you feel like you ain't nothing. But we just stand back and we just allow it to happen. So instead of, not physically, but instead of punching back, as it were, we apologize to the person who hit us and say, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your hand." Think on that, man. Instead of learning how to block a punch, or instead of learning how to counter a punch like I had to in jail. That dude trapped me in a corner and he got his freaking orbital bone shattered. I shattered it one punch. He thought I was some Bible believing Christian that didn't know how to fight. Guess he was wrong, huh? I kept that police report. That was the first time that I truly ever defended myself like that. Otherwise, I would have cowered out. And by the way, I hate the feel of adrenaline going through my system. It makes me sick to my stomach. But the dude was gonna he tried to punch me. Had I not known the stuff I know, he'd have broken my nose. And no, I'm not gonna apologize for your fist if you smash it against my face. So learn how to fight, not physically. Me and Lori can't fight anymore. I mean, Lori's hurting. Denise is like that big. I mean, how could she fight? I mean, sorry, Denise. So I'm teaching you guys how to fight mentally, how to counter arguments. So when someone that walks up to you and calls you a racist, what you gonna say? You gonna back off and go, "I'm sorry for being white," or "I'm sorry for being black," "I'm sorry for being Asian"? You're gonna apologize for your race, or you're gonna defend it? A lot of people falsely accusing people of all sorts of shit now. Good people too, man. White people, black people. You do karate when? When did you do karate? Did you watch Karate Kid? Is that what you did, Denise? That's not actually real. You know that, right? Hold on, y'all. So anyway, Denise, she's a liar. She ain't take no karate. No, but anyway, whether you be a woman or a man or your race, Tanya. Sorry, guys. I'm having a war of words with people. Denise, just because you watched Kung Fu Panda doesn't mean you know karate. I just want you to know that, okay? Okay, so let's move on with your karate takes. I'm so sad. I'm so sad right now. Anyway, so check this out. Y'all, she's like this big. Just want you to know that. She's almost as small as Andrea. Anyway, but so in other words, you don't apologize you don't apologize to the person doing the hitting. You learn how to hit back. Now, clearly, I'm not talking about actual warfare here, not physical, because I'm not doing that. I'm talking about learning the arguments, learning how they can attack you, learning that when a person calls you racist, you don't have to automatically get your dire up. Ask them why they would say that. Ask them the correct questions. So if a person, I don't care if you're Asian, black, white, or whatever race you happen to fall into, Hispanic, ask them why would you say that? You know what's funny? Andrea said that same thing. She's 4'11". Small people come up with the strangest shit. Okay, hold on. I know I didn't spell that right.
Hey, thanks, Tanya.
Small people unite. What is this, Power Rangers? The hell?
Go, Power Rangers.
Anyway, I'm being attacked by ants, y'all. Ants, tiny people. Anyway, so check this out. And I'm just giving the race thing because it's happening a lot lately. The people are attacking each other for the race. Black people are racist. White people are racist. Latino people are racist. God, come on, stop it. We're not... If you're judging a person... excuse me. If you're going to make an accusation against a person, an actual accusation, something that they actually did wrong, like, for example, let's say they are racist and they said the N-word in your whatever race, or whatever it is. Can you please walk up there like a human being and ask them why they'd say that? People say nasty shit all the time. Ask them why they said it. And then you know what you do? Instead of fighting them and possibly going to jail, effing walk away. I see it in the Christian world too. Christians don't want to vote. Polls say it. Christians feel like that they don't like any of the candidates, so they'll just let the country burn. When they know for a fact that the other side represents evil. So they won't vote. I know so many people that are just like, I'm not going to vote. Then don't be surprised what happens. I'm not going to fight that guy. Well, he wants to fight you. And now he knows you won't fight him. So now he's going to do a whole lot of intimidating, and then he's going to knock you the fuck out. But if that's the ground you want to stand on, and if that's your standard, let's not fight on anything. Sometimes you have to fight, and now we have to fight. Intellectually. I just hope to God it doesn't go any further than intellectually. That's what I'm afraid of. We fight them with arguments. We fight them with logic. Knowledge. Fighting each other is stupid. And I've about had it with that shit. How do we win? How do all of us gain here? By ignoring the problem? By saying, well, it's not my problem. Hell, Denise lives 5,000 miles away from the United States, and she fights. And it ain't even her freaking stuff. I'm too busy, Daryl. Daryl, I have 3 kids. I heard all of it. There is something that everyone can do. Everyone. You have 3 kids. Look at your 3 kids in the eyes and tell them you don't care about their future then. Because that's exactly what you just said to me. Because that's what you're saying. I don't want to fight. I'm taking care of you. I want you to fight for it. When you get old enough. I'm sorry if this sounds harsh to you guys. These are my standards. Use some common sense. No one's saying neglect your children. My God. I'm telling you to help your children. There's a way. Teach your children about American politics. Teach your children how about American history. About if you're a religious person, like I try to be, teach them the Bible. That's your part. If you can't do anything more than that, you've done your part. Because at least that next generation is saved. At least there'll be somebody to fight there. Because I understand you do have to take care of little, especially the younger the child, the more you have to take care of them. But I hate it when parents go, well, I have 2 kids. How old are your kids? 18, 19, and 20? Get the fuck out of here with that. They're adults, man. I gotta take care of my children at 20 years old. No, you need to teach them how to take care of themselves, because you know what? I guarantee you, some of these colleges, if you don't teach them, they will. If you choose not to teach your children, try to teach your friends, try to teach your significant other, your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, whoever the hell is in your freaking voice range, if you choose not to, someone will. Because power hates a vacuum. We are living in strange times, y'all. And I realize, me and Dwan talked about this years ago. I swore that I would never talk about politics on here. I swore it. I swore I would never talk about religion on here. Not really like I've been doing it. Not lately. Well, we don't need less of it right now. We need more of it. And if that bothers you, I guess you don't have to watch. But I have to do what I know is right. Because it will make me sick to my stomach, and then I won't get sleep. Because I know I beat my own standards. That I tore down my own standards. So that you guys could be entertained. I'm sorry if I'm not entertaining all the time. I'm not here for your entertainment. I'm here to help you save yourself so that we can work together and we can save our children, our grandchildren, our country, ourselves, people that are poor, people that are rich, everyone. That's exactly right, Denise. Exactly. Tell him. Denise lives in a communist country, y'all. She ain't effing playing. They are using people like me to do terrible things. They've convinced people like me that they're going to take away SSI if Trump gets elected, for example. Which is why Trump has had to come out in his last few months letting everybody know that there will be no tax on Social Security. He just came out with that today, thank God. No tax on Social Security. For those who pay out Social Security, there will be no tax if he gets elected. And by the way, he also said the fate of SSI. If Kamala gets elected, there's a good likely chance eventually I won't get my money anymore. And you're going to be looking at your first homeless business guy. So ask me if it's important to me. It's vital to everything. Yet, here I am. And I want you guys to just get educated. I love all of you. And I've never even met you. I don't want you guys to have to deal with the same fate that I did. You don't understand what it's like. You do not ever want to be on the streets. Ever. It's worse than death. And that's why working as a team is not possible. We all help each other. I mean, I've had so many thoughts about different things that I haven't even talked to you guys about. Just think different things that, what if I could afford a bunch of land out somewhere like west of here, maybe get a bunch of land, build a bunch of houses, build a bunch of houses and just have everybody live there, and so we protect each other. And I know that sounds stupid, but just I try to go through my mind to try to, because I can't bear the thought of losing my friends to that. I get asked all the time, Dur, why do you do this? Well, that's why. Because I fear something that you guys can't imagine. And not to myself. I know that if Dwan and I end up homeless, we know how to survive it. Even in this heat. I've slept in this heat before outside. Yeah, 100-degree heat. I've slept outside on park benches before. So when y'all walk to y'all's car and get in y'all's car, I want y'all to think about that. I've slept in this. So, every day, what was it? Summer after summer, just awfulness. I slept in the coldest weather up in Minnesota. One time I slept, me and my ex-wife, before she was my wife, me and my ex-wife, we slept behind a garbage dumpster on Christmas Eve once. That was before I met Dwan, actually. It was, 1998? It was awful. I lost my mom in 2001. And my mom would get emotional about things like this too. People never understood it. I always did. Because I hate seeing people in pain. But I know that all they had to do was listen. And you can't force a person. You can't force anyone to listen to you. It's wrong. It's dictatorship. It's Oh yeah, I know. Trust me, Lori. I knew you'd understand that. I know you have those. I just want. I'm not here to to take advantage of anybody. I'm here to help you be better, help you get through it. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I got to get to my. I'm gonna do some more of my videos. I'm almost done, y'all, with the videos. By the way, it's going well. I just got to get through it. It's tedious work. So, but I want you guys to know something. Look at me. I love you. I love all of you. I know that for some of you guys, the ones and new ones, you just now getting to know me, and even the ones that I've known for a while. I do my best, my very best, to try to gather enough information for you guys to use it, so that you can save other people, so that you can walk around giving other people information, so they don't something bad happen to them. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope that you guys have a wonderful night's sleep, and I hope that as you watch these live videos and as you watch my videos, you start to understand the real purpose here. This was never fake. This was never a scam. And this isn't about Daryl. I can do anything I want to do. And if y'all haven't figured it out by now, keep watching. I really am very smart. So I can do anything I want to do. This isn't for me. This is for the people that can't do what I can do. For the weak. For the people that don't believe in themselves like I didn't. This is for the people that are confused right now, that have done all the right things, that went to the college, that had the family, that had the kids, that have even retired. Do you think it's fair that Denise, after all that she's done, has to worry about her finances? I would do anything to take that kind of pain away, that kind of defeat away. She wasn't defeated, Denise. Communist governments did to her what they do to everyone. They destroy them utterly. That's why I can't wait till she comes here. Because she's gonna help. She has no idea the things that we're gonna do together. We're gonna go out. We're gonna be talking to people, getting them to be educated. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna go all the way. We're gonna go all over the place. Really. But this was never about me. This is always about you. It will never be about anybody but you. I can't help it. You can blame my mother. It's just who I am. And if I get a little intense for you guys, sorry. That's just who I am. Because it provides me no joy talking about this stuff. And I won't be talking about this stuff all the time. I will be talking about something better. That's right, Denise. You tell him. You know, I at one time I just didn't know who I was, and I didn't know I could do this. And I used to think I was so weak, but in reality, not. What's funny is, I used to think I was so weak, but yet I was suffering through homelessness and 100-degree heat and minus 20-degree below zero weather. calling myself weak. But I think what I meant was I was weak in myself. I was weak inside myself. I had no standards. I felt weak. I didn't feel strong. I sure couldn't stand out for anything because I didn't believe myself to do that. And so me telling you guys this stuff, to be as open as I am, that I try to be, you have no idea how much it hurts me to know that there's a possibility that even one of you could be going through that right now. That would be fun, Lori. But for tonight, have good thoughts. Remember, I'm on your side. And I'm never going to leave so long as I have breath in my system. And the good news about doing videos is they'll be up forever. So you can continue to watch them forever. And anytime you ever feel weak, you go watch my videos. Go watch them. That's all I try to do. Just try to make you knowledgeable and give you hope so you can be a different person. So you can get through it. So, be safe tonight if you're out on the road. Be safe when you're traveling. Be safe when you get there, and you never know what you're going to find, whether it be good or bad. It doesn't always have to be bad. It could be good. You close your eyes and something good happens and you miss it. Be understanding of one another. Not just from your perspective, but from theirs. You are not promised your next breath. So take now to do the things outside your box. I forgot, be understanding of yourself, by the way. You're not God. Now, have a good night's sleep. May the Lord light guide you in all things.